Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into the annual report of Atour Lifestyle Holdings. I know, hotel finances sound about as exciting as airplane food, but trust me, there are some interesting surprises in this report and we will make sure to keep it exciting. Atour is a big hotel group in China. They're trying to become a lifestyle brand, and the report contains all the details about where they're making money, what could go wrong, and how they see the future. Let's get started. First off, Atour is a holding company. This means it doesn't actually run hotels itself, but owns other companies that do. Those companies are mostly in China. This setup has some risks for investors because all the money that goes back to the main company comes from these Chinese subsidiaries. There are rules about how much money these subsidiaries can send out of China, and that could affect how much money Atour has available to pay dividends or debts. Also, there are new rules in China about companies listing their stock on exchanges outside of China. Atour might need to get approval from the Chinese government for any future stock offerings. If they don't get this approval, bad things could happen like fines or limits on what they can do in China. There's also a US law called the Holding Foreign Companies Accountable Act. It says that if US regulators can't inspect Atour's accounting firm for a couple of years in a row, Atour's stock could be banned from trading in the US. Fortunately, it looks like things are okay for now, but it's something to keep an eye on. To operate in China, Atour needs to have licenses and permits. There's always a risk that they might not have gotten all the necessary permissions or that the rules could change and make things more difficult. Let's move on to the risk factors. Because Atour is in the hotel business, its success depends on the economy and how many people are traveling. Things like bad weather or disease outbreaks can really hurt their business. The hotel industry is super competitive and it's not just about price. Atour has to make sure its hotels are attractive to guests, and that means keeping up with the latest trends and offering good service. Atour is growing rapidly, which is a good thing, but it also means they need to make sure they have the right people and systems in place to handle it. If they can't manage the growth, they could run into problems. Also, Atour gives stock to its employees as part of their compensation. This is great for attracting and keeping talent, but it also means the company's profits could be lower. In 2024 alone, they spent $4.5 million on this. Now, let's look at how Atour makes money. As of the end of 2024, they had over 600 hotels. $301 million came from selling lifestyle retail products. This table shows a snapshot of Atour's hotel network. The vast majority of them are franchises. Atour Light, their mid-scale brand, had 126 hotels, while Yajuo Hotel, their flagship, had 191 hotel locations. Finally, a note on trading of Atour's stock. The IDSs are likely to be volatile because the Chinese government might exert more control over offerings. Let's quickly go through financials as of December 31, 2024. This is what it looks like. Property and equipment, net, 21 Tam 2 13 Lees, right of use assets, 1502 million RMB all total assets, 738 million RMB all total assets, 7,878 million RMB. Net income, 1,272 million RMB. So after looking at everything, what's the take? Atour is facing a number of risks, including those related to Chinese regulatory changes that could significantly impact how they operate and access capital. What's interesting is that it's making a strategic shift towards retail and less reliance on leased hotels, which means it may have more stability in the future and better margins, and to summarize, Atour shows lots of promise. But potential investors should weigh those opportunities against the risks that come with Chinese regulations and the uncertainties of global expansion. Thanks for watching Corporate Decoder. If you found this breakdown helpful, be sure to give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe for more insights into the financial world. Until next time.